we can see each other, we can hear each other, we can feel each other, we know each other. Then, like this, pandemic time, it's good to don't look into negative way things. Try to look positive way things. We know there's a lot of positive things, right? Usually also we just listen to the news, we see all the negative things. Broken there, that happened there, people die, people lost job, people have no food. Also, there are a lot of positive things. People learn a lot of things, people a lot of effort, working very hard. Usually we don't really think that. Therefore, like this kind of things, when they're open, basically honestly also, the country, we get some money from the government, it's not bad. Some countries are not able to like that. Therefore, of course, there are a lot of people also suffering, but also there are a lot of good things also. Therefore, like this kind of pandemic time is most important. Think about a positive way. This is the most important. Okay? And also, Karo, King Shanchulam just said that the up Jerko was shame if you get your more. No, you move yourself. Yeah. That's good.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Transforming the challenges into our path. We make sure that we use the best part of challenging time.
Well, first, good morning, everyone. Good evening, everyone. We have to just not too serious, okay? We just chat. We can just hear each other, smiling, smiling, laughing. Then you have some tea. Also, some candies here. Candies. Okay. And there's a Tanda Khan Shivanashi. And then the Kabla Naroso chick, Lepesha Kani Basantana, and Sosu Sembala Pamba, and then Yaman Jopon Roya, and a co Pento Mobojor was Lepesha Santana.
In whatever circumstances that we fell into, if we look at it from the positive side, then there are many benefits will come out of it. If you think about this in like a quarantine time, if you look at the benefit of, it by thinking it would allow us to meditate, to reflect. In that way, then the time passes really fast and there's an eventual benefit out of it.
제가 단단한 것도 니요 챈디데와 추송로거나 니요 용이 담아 용 토고마레 용이도 쇼게 나오 야라고레 수보투고레 동바투고레 둘로니죠 건고레 아니 사벤 로고레 페겔레나야 또도 대고레 깔리 뭐보요 나도 더 차다 채고 말한다다 소소 날 되죠.
One of the benefits of joining the Dharma teaching via Zoom is that we can avoid doing all the hassles that we usually do. For example, when we go to Dharma teaching at the Shantideva Center, we have to get up early in the morning. Not everyone will be able to go there anywhere, even when it's accessible. You have to, have a bath, wash yourself, change your clothes, taking the public transportation, and sitting really upright. So there are many hassles comes with the actual, attending the teaching. On the other hand, with this Zoom, you can be at your own space, relax, you're at comfort. So that's a benefit.
Okay. 대체 다 안에 다 나도 뭐 보시면 다 남주고 끊어 주도 뭐 보시고 다 싫어 쉬면 거지. 참아 좀더 참아 남배 주냐면 지금 장자다 다 답바 쉬도 고 말아. 저 하고 그러was. 간제 끊어대 샤집 셈지 끊어 단대 미세게 또임내 두고 다 잠블리라 포대다 다 잠블리게 셈제 참에게 최대 연습는 것도 아니 되는 공자이다.
So without doing too much talk, we will basically practice it. So we start with cultivating the right intention, motivation. I don't have to go in detail because all of you are seasoned Buddhist practitioners. And what we have to do is we, as part of the cultivation of the intention, we do dedicate these for the people who are like the suffering in this world from the coronavirus. And so we, really keep keep these, people who are going through hard time in our practices and dedicate the merits for their benefit. So this will be really great.
어떻게 다 너도 담보 다 조지 사다고 인다 조지대 담보 가다 안다다 아니 신급보다래 신세대 강들 다네 자마 여동와 아니 지 뜻이 메토야 보여자 샤다시고 깨야고 자서 된대지지 다 들려라 안에 가서 다 바바 시리즈지 아니 지다 야이카 간제 접시고제 간제 다 여동와 가리 들려 야보 지선다 대나라 안에 바바 시리즈 주요 삼다 간도 데코라션이 요 삼고 다스.
So the first step is to visualize the merit field or the Pure Land of a Chenrezig. As I talked yesterday, basically Chenrezig is in a potala, the Pure Land of a Chenrezig, and you visualize this beautiful land within a lot of trees, water, and really clean, many flowers, a beautiful bird singing beautifully, and it's basically the mandala of Chenrezig. And one of the important things about a visualization is that everything looks so beautiful, pleasant, appealing, and relaxing.
다 들려지 삼로. 다 나지게 다 시리드 찍찍 보면 봐. 대대 시리드 또다 투자 뭐보 시리드 잠브라 뭐보요 삼바지 저데 시리드 샤 아니 차저와 아니 내다 나고 차 단도 강가 대시 잡잡돼서 심고지 금도 깔보 오늘 전에 에 토나 못하면 봐 야보 되지 삼로.
And when you visualize the Chenrezig in the Pure Land of a potala, you can visualize many different forms of Chenrezig, in that Pure Land. And for our purposes, the main deity that we are practicing this time is the four-armed Chenrezig, which I already described in detail yesterday. And it's a white color, the pure white color. And then that will be the center focus of our meditation, while you can visualize all other forms of Chenrezig being in that same Pure Land.
다 나지게 다 수순 된도 꼬라 오라라야 안티바야나야 안데 단 잠블리가 또염내도 포댕에 샘제 간제 잠블리가 뭐 동쇼 뒤차상요 삼치삼다 쇼스.
And then you can visualize all the human beings in this planet surrounding you, and people who are really going through the tough times during the COVID, people who are going through the sickness of the COVID, who are experiencing challenging during the COVID time. You can visualize all of them as, you can visualize the 7 billion, human beings that, is around you.
안에 다 나지가 안에 지서 단다 카트로. 바바 시리즈지 꼬라 지네 단다 자와링가 띵가 자와도제 장가지. 도서 꼬라 지네 주대요 삼바지. 나고 다 슈사인 바스.
And then also you can visualize that the 7 wisdom Buddhas, are around the Chenrezig. I already described you each of their features last night.
안에 다 나지 다 소소 지들 안에 단다 바바 시리즈가 와톱 용게 되는데 담보 소소 다 안에 간제 똥바 결송 삼쇼스.
If you generating yourself as a Chenrezig, you start with the meditation on emptiness, shunyata.
아니 똥바 대행안에 아니 이거 색깔 보식 단다 피도와 이게 텐데지 쓰지 소소 텐데지 뭐 바뀌어서 삼소스.
And then out of this emptiness, you rise yourself as the syllabus she.
아니 텐데가 서대 아니 다 소소 파체체체 존데 아니 바바 시리즈 아니 샤시바들이 저서 삼다 소소 바바 시리즈 저서 버렸더니.
And this she grows, become bigger, and transformed itself into Chenrezig with the 4 arms.
근데 다 전하게 뭐 가련 돈을 하이 자리까 나와 가려고나 아니 지금 라다 라무게 아니 지금 가련 저원 아니 사마다 다가 아니 잠바 있는 가 법인 삼다는 되게 말이야 자 시리즈 결사です.
And once you have generated yourself into Chenrezig, whatever you see is the mandala of the Chenrezig. Is you're basically in a pure land. You see everything in form of a pure land. Whoever you see them as a deity, Chenrezig, or the manifestation of a Chenrezig. You shouldn't really cling to this ordinary concept of I. but really see yourself as Chenrezig. So this practice is for the people who have received full empowerment and are doing the Chenrezig practices.
아니 되게 제거 탐하면 나지 까고 그래. 아니 라 있삼고 그래.
The main purpose of doing this is to really seize our ordinary conception of self and then generate this kind of a deity concept of, like identifying yourself with the qualities of Chenrezig.
어따때 까맣지 곰시 왔어.
I want you to meditate on that for 1 minute.
와야 다 링하게서 가도 차섬 저 왔을 때 다들 조심이 돼. 소소양 시에서 늘라야 시에서 잡라야 시에서 something. 당어도 링하게서 차섬 자주 왔어.
And now, having generated oneself as Chenrezig or visualizing Chenrezig on top of your crown, we also visualize the Chenrezig in front of us, surrounded by many Chenrezigs, and we do 3 prostration. While we do the prostration, we imagine Chenrezigs in front of us and 4 directions, including at your back.
당군에 답대원에 지나서 야란데 소소.
Convenient, you can actually do the prostration. You can stand up and do the prostration.
대매와나다 소소 예산나라야 차세요 섬에 간지 그노데 키나 되게 그래서 그때 나도 락터라는데다.
And 타면타면도 건너서 락터.
당가도 뭔데 라렌 따요다. 다 곰잡네.
And so today we're doing the actual practices. So if it's convenient, you usually rise up and do an actual prostration. You can do 3 times. If you're not able to do that, you can imagine while sitting on a chair, or imagine that you offer 3 prostrations. But this is how you really practice Chenrezig, and we're doing it right now.
다 남주 지나 내려가려고 내잖아. 다샷 찍만 봐지. 샷 동라만 못 채고 그래서.
Usually, when you do this kind of a Chenrezig retreat, you do many times. The prostrations, you do over 1,000. This is like when you do the actual retreat, you do more than 3 times.
다들 샷 잡았지. 다들 가는 초바에 다다. 단 초바 나고 나니지. 단 잠벌리가 메톡페 메톡니죠. 시도니죠. 단다 라트 짱나를 못 채송도. 안에 못 채다 총가들나 배워야나. 총가가도 다 삽체녀서들도 안에 못 더 쉬어서 다 뒤가 딱 칼라 메톡 시도 서버서 오는 초야 피거들. 근데 딱 가지고 잠벌리라야 간지 레베차 약베차 가 요바데 땅어서 메라지트 메라테나라 소수 링아였음 야테나 바 이 거랑 메토드 지네 다야 피요 삼고레스.
And then the next thing is doing to making offerings. You can basically offer anything that's pleasant, that you like, that's something really nice. I heard that the Rati Kongler Rinpoche, he would go to these large grocery shops or the large stores, and he will offer everything, including the flowers and everything in that huge store to the field in front of him. So we can do the exactly same thing.
어다 도시는 가서 까마직 세지대 섬다쇼 왔어. 오늘 전에 당가도 야라네 저 피고도 당가도 PS 캠에다 간지 수수 샘거야 루일라니 피네도 그랬어.
And so I would like to do 1 minute of a practice in this making offering. In real time, when you have the actual offering, you display the offering and you make offering. But here, we can, do the practices by using our visualization and imagination.
다 대야부쳐서 다 도체 다 되지 다 샤트번 쳐봐 다 되는 거 아니잖아 다 아니 주고 거와 결라다 간지 바바 시리즈 이제 고소 투지 좀 갈라 때로치 사태도 수소 야래 와자고다 가도 쳐봐피 아니 당한테 제로치 당도 레와자고다.
And then the next step is now having made this wonderful offering. Now we make a supplication to Chenrezig. We really kind of request the things that we wish to have.
다나 지금 가도 꼬라야 단 담벨라 된게 다다 강엔데다 강엔데 세야가 제단 바바 시리즈 고소 투지 응으로 쪼록치 당도 야 레와자고다 가는 가도 레와 쉬피야.
So we're now really making supplications and requesting help from Chenrezig, including in these most challenging times that we are experiencing hardship with COVID-19, and we also can include help from Chenrezig to overcome the COVID-19 at this time.
And
once you made the request, you imagine that the Chenrezig agreed to help you. You imagine that the Chenrezig said, yes, I'll help you.
뭐야? 당가도 파바체도 가도 가르쳐래. 다 단단 넘을랜데 네가 강에 쉬어다데 아니 샘체게 샘 유모 와드잖아. 소리. 근데 다 유모 장고. 유모 장라 아니 다 아니 가로 다 드바 장고 그래스. 아니 다 연라등 나가네. 다 샤베 냠레데 제쇼세. 드리지 마 칼브나 소삼네. 가도 다 연라등 냠레데 제인다스.
And then having made the supplication, and Chenrezig also instructed us the next thing, which is to do confession. So now we do the 7 limb practices, starting with the confession. And you imagine the Chenrezig saying, yes, I'll help you to deal with the COVID-19. Let's start by doing confession.
뭐야? 다 되게 샤베 냠레데 가도 가르쳐야 되나? 아니 네 갈랑 가도 아니 톱시 타고 톱시 담보 땡지 탑 네 땅가도 질 점로 넘버 타고 바바 셔리들이야. 점로 넘버 타고 해로 왔어. 대질라야 땡가도 해 왔다 다 싸워치면 거지. 대질라 가르쳐래 아니 다야 number sunjiba ta kaji nyeba zo kaji susu and roba redula ya ane decha sheda tumula zo tindigi ane chen chene ngado dunga de nyage waza tazo te tembachi ane de che ta nyebu kunde shibada ane ngado man dra idas.
So to do the confession, we rely on the four powers of four power practices, and that including first, like the object of our confession, which is, the taking refuge to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and Chenrezig, particularly in this time, and then really strong revulsion to our misdeed and the negative conduct that we have done in the past by through or by the forces of the three afflictions, attachment, anger, and ignorance, that we have done all the negative actions against all the sentient beings. We, confess that. And then we rely on the power of antidote. In this, the antidote is really the practice of the Chenrezig to really cleanse our negative karma and deed.
And dago naje chene ane sosugo ene nikala ya ige stress ya samta ane sedi kala ya ane oman pemo ige tute kora ye kochine do jugo wa sam godas.
Like what we taught last night, we visualize at the heart the syllabus she, which is being, which is like surrounded and being I keep forgetting this. Going round clockwise with the sex syllabus omani bemehum. So you can look at this photo. You have the syllabus standing, and then omani bemehum going clockwise, circumambulating clockwise.
And those manadra any into the sota and the Hogan by your patch, and the tongue of Rovari to any Dungares and a Tayag chitting doesn't be sharing that.
And as we do the recitation, and the light glows from these syllables brighter and brighter, and then eventually light going out of your body, reaching to all sentient beings, without missing a single one. Try to cleanse the afflictions and obstacles and so on, and free them of any fault, and that of afflictions and self-grasping mind.
Tanajim Papa Sherry the Dongo Shochi Sanji Tam choosing a Tenajing Manete or turning or the Ted or Tane, Tatambo Ngazo and a Tai Rovari and a Tambo Hai Yelaya, Tane and a La Gajachimbo and then Karo, a lying Najagi. Do at the task more some of the two children.
And then as you visualize and think about the 6 realms of the samsara, we start working with the really start with working at the
demigod God.
Demigod, working in the diva line, because we consider these divas, the demigods, are very arrogant, usually under the influence of a pride. So by our practices of this mantra and light, we try to cleanse and free them from this arrogance.
Tangala Tangala Tra me something Najachimbochi. Takola Dunga Karana and Shagalaga, then it does so Kawache and Rogu to take Sama Nawashani, Co Songo so Kangal High and the Karwata, Longshochin Sesumar was. The other high Chitapobe Dumada, lying Najada, Chitapobe Dumale, Tasso, Sambe, Tushin out of the Tushin Manisagi, Sagi, and it Tambo Dutu Kabu, Kabo Omle, Wokabosho, T Jalaya, Machame, Washone. The Chana ya Halaya pone and Lagi Traudoda, and it should have Dungale Patarsu, some mantra, that's at body.
So these like demigods, they experience enormous suffering, at the time of death, because they have consumed all their merits. The demigod land, and so eventually, when the time of the death comes, they will be aware of they will be almost like notified that the time has come for their death, and at that time, they'll go through enormous suffering, because through their it's like a very strong, arrogant identity. They create so much negative karma, right? So, and at the same time, they consume all the good karmas being born in the demigod. So when they receive this like a signal for their death, then they go through this enormous suffering. And therefore, when we practice the Chenrezig, as we recite the mantra and visualize the syllabus Shi, surrounded syllabus Shi is surrounded by the six syllables, and the light grows from this syllabus and reaching out to this demigod line, and through the power of these practices, this light is cleansing the demigod, like all the afflictions and all the fault, and imagine that we freed them of this kind of a miserable death, and help them to really relieve from this enormous suffering that they have accumulated being associated in the land of demigod.
된대가 전력 그 거의 당본 조사대 그 까보이다. 그 까보 없는 거다. 없네.
Alright, so the light, as we imagine and visualize the light, think of like the white color, the pure white color, which is the Om. Also, maybe the light is coming from the Om, then followed by the other syllables, and the light is we should visualize as a white color light.
다난지가 다 산지 바바 시리즈 남가라 강요 같은 참여를 거지. 만족어도 바바 시리즈 거 참아 때때다지. 아니 라이라서 아니 라이다 최대 법에 동하다 라이 아니 나자도 마 추르다서 삼니다 동하도 고만다. 대가도 까마 파지 nga sejing도 투스만 사인다.
And so we imagine the light coming out of our bodies, and then also coming out of all other Chenrezig's bodies. Do you remember we visualized Chenrezig in front of us with the many different types and forms of Chenrezig? So as we recite the mantra, the light is going out of our body, and the light also coming out of the other deities, Chenrezigs. And these lights merge and goes to the demigod light, and reaching to all the individual member of the demigod light, and cleansing the afflictions, especially their arrogance, is freeing them from this like arrogant misconception. And so we're going to do this practice about 5 minutes.
专辑马古咁多个，做从前几个老师推荐新建的老师，现在的老想到了，我们的白面红，我们的白面红。 오마나 봐 오마나 봐 오마나 봐. 다 대가 아니 라이 치대 법에 동하다. 아니 라이 맞아도 다네. 아니 봐봐 시리즈지 다 짜고라 봐. 수송선을 가왔을 검쇼스.
So by this power of practices, we imagine that we have cleansed thoroughly the demigods, all the member of the demigods, and free them of sufferings associated with their like a pride, and consequently free them from this like a signal of death, the suffering of receiving the signal of death.
와야 다야 만나 정말 때네 아니 이게 말에 아니 마 정글에 말에야 아니 어디 정글쇼네 아니 라마인지에 파트네 아니 라라 라마야란 차독 그냥 차독 동아래 근데 대신 차독 동아래 탈수 삼배 아니 야som 다시 왔어
그런데 그 등기 인지나 demigods 말 하면 이 말을.
라드 라마 라라 니라 라드 라마 니라
I'm looking at the dictionary. Demigod, Hamayilia demigods, Asura. Now the second practice is like by um, reciting the mantra, and we imagine from the next syllabus, which is a ma in green color, light is going out from our body as well as from the all the deities that we have visualized in front of us and surrounding us. And two of the lights merge and goes to the land of Asura. Actually, the Asura is the demigod. And the Asuras usually suffer from jealousy. And so by the power of our practices, this light is reaching to them and cleansing them of all their faults derived from this jealousy and freeing them from jealousy.
안에 옷에 안에 옷에 다 가로 장고로 옷을 장고로 왔다 장고
And at this time, we visualize the light green color.
오케이 오만은 아니 만들 소소 깨자고 말해 소소 깨매가지 샘라는데 소소 싸움다 되지
When you do the mantra recitation, you don't have to produce a sound or vocal sound, but you can do this like a recite by your heart or by your mind. It's called the mind recitation, a silent recitation in English.
yeah, that's also so what and that's a major chabalat, and Lamayan, Tatok Dungale, Tarson, Sunday, and some Gavach come to us.
So as you make a supplication to Chenrezig and through this practice of the mantra recitation, you imagine that you have freed the asuras from the suffering of jealousy. And as a result, you generate this incredible rejoice in your heart. And let's feel it.
Oh, yeah, Taya Manadra, any tan nule, ma nerva, ta nule, and a rose serbo, and a tan Zambalila pa poche, and then Zambaliga to that Mila to and the chachibore, and the chapatane, and the Keganachi dunga, Tianetanda, Toyum net with Dungale, Tarson, that de Taya chitty in Samni, and the Amandra show, take up Tariga order to serbo in us.
That's okay. Next practices, we move to the syllabus ni, yellow color. And this ni, as we practice this Om Padme Hum, yellow color reaches out of our body and from also those of the deities and that we visualize around us. And the true yellow-red merge and goes to the planet, the Earth planet, the human realm. And it's kind of a cleansing the afflictions of the human beings, especially the afflictions associated with attachment. The humans are experiencing enormous suffering due to our attachment. And as a result, we go through birth, aging, illness, and death. And through these practices, this light, the yellow in color, is try to cleanse that. And especially at this time, the human beings are experiencing enormous suffering due to the COVID-19. And as the light, the yellow light reaches to the human realms, we imagine we are also cleansing all the negative forces associated with the COVID-19 and cleansing any problems and sufferings relating to and from COVID-19 with our power of the practices.
야, 다 소소가 들리기 써왔다 발라드네. 아니, 잠발리기 미차마 아니 또염 내두군 선배 제가나지 등할래. 아니, 쪼비하게 최단 바바신에 대체는 짜고도 수송 섬을 가봐 검쇼스. 그때 좀 물치샤. 야, that's.
I'm sorry. As we did this practice, we imagine that the human beings are freed from the sufferings associated with the COVID-19, and that the Chenrezig, is really now agreed to protect them, and they're being protected and watched over by Chenrezig.
아니, 소소 삼아서 가와 검쇼스.
And with that, then we generate a rejoice in our heart, a joyful experience in our heart.
야, 다 많지. 다 빼서야 되게 아니 다 속다 깔은 로데 단 등나서도 가지 못 자르 오지. 대니 등로에다 바보. 아니 등로 참아라 보네. 아니 등로다 레시 뚜미비 둥아래. 아니 등리 사야가 제대 콘솔라야. 아니 사야기 일단 니바데 최송선 타고다 봐 주고 다세.
And next practice is focusing on the celibacy pet, a pet. And this is like a dark blue color. And now the focus of our practice is move from human beings to the animal realm. And that dark blue light reaches from our heart and joins with the light from the Chenrezig gates and goes to the animal realm and freeing animals from ignorance. And the animals suffering so much through the ignorances, and our practice and the purpose of practice to really cleanse them of their ignorance.
다 되게 아니 돈로남 아니 레식 뚜미비 동아래 다 드룰리 아니 나만 레마고 같은 차송 삼네 소소삼 가와 공쇼스.
And as we did this practice, we imagine through the practices of Chenrezig, we helped for the animals free from the sufferings of ignorance, and that their karma to rebirth in the animal birth has been seized.
아니 just 가와 공쇼스.
And then we experience this joyfulness after that.
오야 다 되잖아 안에 만나 빼 매래 다 매래 아니 매대 머보래 아니 매마보래 아니 고마보시네 이 다가 있다 반주 아니 예다나 아니 티슈 꼬메 동아래 타야가 쳤다 다 니바 떼송 삼고래서 아만 다인다스
Idarwa.
아 이다라
And the next focus of the practice is syllabus me, which is red color. And this time we imagine the light going out of our system, as well as the Chenrezigs, and go into the hunger land or the hunger ghost, and freeing them from the sufferings of the hunger.
오야 다디가 아니 예다나 조금 그 동안에 탈 아니 되네 예다 릴레 먹고 왔다 차소 상대 상대도 거와 검쇼스
I'm having done these practices that we imagine we have freed the hunger ghost, free them from this sufferings of hunger, and that their karma ceased to reborn or continue experience the sufferings of the hunger ghost, and hunger ghost ran.
then rejoice short time
Um,
오야 다야 대줄다 홍게 다 홍래 홍기 아니 내가 갈아야 아니 진짜 어거들 모양 넣어지 반 저지 대 아니 냐와라 그렇지 아니 냐와 사는 거 동안에 아니 설송 선배 아니 도대체 고민 한번 들어와이다
so next practice is focusing on the light, the blue light of a celebrate Hun. And as we do the recitation, blue light goes out of our body and also from that of Chenrezig and reaching to the hell, both the hot and the cold the realms of the hell. And through the practices of the Chenrezig, we are cleansing the negative karmas and the forces of the sentient beings experiencing the sufferings of the hell and relieving them of any experiences of the hell, both in the heat, the hot, and the cold spheres.
어머나 Oh yeah. 아니 다 냐와와도 타장게 아니 소저제 아니 타장게 동아래 전에 아니 다 년송거 동아래 탈소 아니 밑에서 가와 공초스.
Through these practices, we imagine that sentient beings experiencing both the hot and the cold sufferings of the hell are relieved from these sufferings, and their karma, the negative karma and the consequences, cease to be born or re-experience hell.
Also the joy.
And we generate rejoice and the joyfulness. I keep hearing music at the back. Is it Geshe Last or not mine, right?
I don't have music. You hear something?
Yeah, I keep hearing quite loud music from one of the, no, that one. Oh, now it's ceased. Okay, thank you. Now it's better. It's not Geshe. Somebody else playing music at the background. Thank you.
Okay, 다 디가 나라서 아니 야저 로와 리툭 아니 야자 트마 트루 아니 이게 두더 전에 당아도 냠네 제사버렸어. 와. Sense why.
Geshe La, 나도 share 주주다잉 gelode. Who's the host? Shantideva host? Hello?
It's me. Everybody is muted.
Everybody mute except me and Geshe La, because here
Yes, yes, I understand that, but everybody is muted. So I can try to mute all and then unmute the two of you again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear the music?
Yes, I can.
Before I go, I leave and I come back, okay? Maybe my computer. Sometimes my computer just happen.
Oh, I see. Because then I can hear Geshe La very well with the loud music.
Yeah, we don't see. There also, I do the Facebook Live. People say there's some music there. I don't have any music there. Some maybe go to my computer.
Yes, Geshe-la, the music is coming from you.
Really?
Yes. When I mute you, I don't hear the music anymore.
Okay. 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 We also have, yeah, maybe 5, maybe 3 minutes we rest. You have some tea, water, okay? You want to go bathroom, you can go. How's the music? Still we have music? You know his music? I think some goes go to my computer.
No music now, Geshe.
Yeah, I just completely shut down and restart again. I don't know, you know. I also the last couple of weeks, 1 week I do the Facebook Live, also the music.
I think you need to run the antivirus and try to clean. Maybe there's a bug of virus in your computer.
I think so. Yeah, some maybe COVID-19 go on my computer.
If you have anti-virus software, you just go through random one time, scan them, and it'll delete.
Ah,
And others, this device will.
yeah, this happened couple weeks ago. Also, I did this Facebook Live, and some music come in. I didn't open any other
Right.
ones, but this happened. Okay, anyway. 간도 랍터라 가로 장자 로바 레트루치 아니 장자 토마 트룩 아니 로 많이 이트룩도 자네 다 장사버레스 알레레 올라.
So what we practice now is the practice involves really purifying the six realms of the samsara, of the six right afflictions. So by relying on these syllabuses, each represent antidote to the afflictions, and that's what we have been practicing.
앞에나 토마토 세대 아니 라라 ngajer 라마야라 트로도 아니 몰란 대차 도자 그랬어.
So these six afflictions or the stains that are associated with the six realms. For example, for the asura, there's arrogancy, and so on. Each realms have associated with one stance or affliction, and so we've been trying to clear these through the practice of Chenrezig mantra recitation.
그렇지. 다 나도 파시트도 전에 아냐면 that's.
And the next one is we're going to practice the six perfection practices.
나도 가네셔서나 아양아도 만나장 말할 때는 바바 셰레즈 산이 마 호시우지 아니 소소지 집안에 진배 냠래 약혼이 고도 배송사마다 아니 도치 야를 당연하지로 아이다시.
So this is like really the practicing the six perfections through relying on the blessing of Chenrezig. So we have visualized the Chenrezig in front of us, and the Chenrezig is blessing us, showering us with the bliss, and through that, it's a kind of enabling us to attain the qualities of the perfection of generosity and so on. So that's what we're going to do next.
다게 빠르게 도와야면 됐다. 지소서 하고 오지 보지. 빠르게 거야 하고 모두.
And I couldn't find the that we used before. So you may have to rely on your own visualization.
Okay. 제가 잠잠 또 나시레들이 날간에 준비 냠래 야 팔고 맞다. 팔쪽으로 고네 파야 그래서.
No. And so we can and we have the ability to increase our quality of generosity through relying on this kind of practices.
Okay, 아니 다야 만드라치 만드라워다 담 바바 셰레지게 아니 두칸에 야 옴이다 옴레 호카보시원에 소소라 마 폭지 바바 셰레지 주보 많이 보지 다 쇼처럼 저 사지 탐 주지 아니 호카보 옴테바 호카보 넘바지 대쇼네 아니 소소 우퉁다나 마 쇼지 소소 gelaya 아니 짐베 냠레게 아니 짐베 파시니 냠레 코네 콘던 퍼소 삼 아니 테 야는 아주 공부해다시.
So this, we visualize the Chenrezig in front of us and many other forms of Chenrezig in the Pure Land that we already visualized. And then as we do the recitation of a mantra, white lies, starting from the heart of the Chenrezig, reaching to all other Chenrezigs, And these, lights are being dissolved into our body and cleansing them of all our negative forces and enabling, or how can you say, empowering us this amazing quality of generosity.
Okay. Oh yeah, that thing any susu jalaya, any chunap hokabu namba maashon, susu chichi and jimbe nyamnet, jimbe jimbato nyamnet, ta susu pe jimba, tombe chimbo, jimbe nyamnet, chela bayan per. Tempewala teni le mohomba susu, ma sanje bakala sanje, any namnaga, any ngola sanje, sanje nipa shason sambreda. I think that's okay. Let's.
I'm running out of battery. I'm sorry, I just moved from my location now.
도시다 당한조 두천에 단다 호 까보인 바 옴나 호 까보 쇼치 아니 되게 이제 소소지지 진배 냠래게 진바도야게 냠래 진배 냠래 체라바야 코는 패 엔 텔라 테네야 아니 소소 디더비자네 아니 마오발라 소소 산제 나반 산제 남나 거 산제게 니바 차바제 샤소 선나 가와트 곰쇼스
So by these practices, receiving blessing from the Chenrezigs, and it's kind of empowering us, this amazing quality of generosity. attaining this to us. And this also led us to attain the enlightened qualities of Vairocana. When we attain enlightenment, eventually we have to attain enlightenment in one form of the wisdom Buddhas. And and so when we receive empowerment, you remember that we will be giving name by the Guru who's bestowing us enlightenment. And that name is associated with our enlightenment. And so here, when we visualize the syllabus Om and receiving blessings with these white lights, and eventually this will lead us to attain the Vairocana qualities or the Vairocana's enlightenment.
Okay.
And as we, have these experiences of being able to attain the Vairocana, Buddhahood, it provides us enormous, rejoice or the joys in our heart.
And
apart from the color, the Vairocana is almost the same as the Buddha Shakyamuni in his gestures and the physical element.
And 대용 wala tene ani soso jela ya magomba ani sanje toyo tibege ani chik naba sanje ga pacha cha song sam tu chene ya kumja indas.
So, and next one, we move to the next syllabus, which is Ma, the green color, and as the Chenrezig dirbe Chenrezig yune jungle dene Chenrezig ba. So as we do our practices, the green lights coming from the Chenrezig in front of us and all the Chenrezigs that we have visualized in the Pure Land, and showering us, it's cleansing our negative emotions and so on, and it's filling us our body. As a result, that we attain these qualities of amazing discipline, the Vijnana practices, and we imagine that we attain incredible ability and the qualities for the practices of a Vijnana or the discipline, and eventually that we attain the Buddhahood of Amugasida, the Tunyuduba. And as you remember last night, we talked about the Ma, the syllabus Ma, being the root syllabus of Amugasida Buddha.
Okay. Oya, ta maomba soso ane sanje tunyo tibega, ane nabachine sanje bacha soso gila, nibacha bacha chanso, samtese gao gomchos.
And so we imagine that in the future that we attain the enlightenment of Amagasiti. As a result, we experience incredible joyfulness.
Oya, ta dijila ma nid, ta ni, ane ta na tangi nanji chi, ane dutsu gozo sebu nabachine soso gila ma sho, ane susu linga sanji titabchine, susu gila ya, ane shimba, ta zopa, wata zopege nyamne pe, kone perso, ta zimone tana karijana kontro masawa cha son samji. Tegi ane susu gila, ane sanje richin jong negi, ane ngo sanje nipa chabraji cha son samgo yores.
So the next one is we focus on syllabus Ni, the yellow color. And as we do the practices, and the yellow light is cleansing us and empowering us with, the blessings of Chenrezig, a special kind of ability and the qualities of generosity practices attained or obtained by these practices. And eventually, we imagine that we attained the enlightenment of the Ratna Vajra Buddha.
Zopa.
Through the practices of these, the ability and the quality of practicing generosity has increased and improved.
Zopa. Zopa.
Oh, patient. I'm sorry. So the practices of the patient has been increased and promoted, increased in our quality.
다나지가 다 모험바 소소를 진 종대가 나바지나 사제 니바샤 송스.
And so eventually we attend the Buddhahood of Ratna Sambhava. I'm sorry, not Ratna Vajra, Ratna Sambhava Buddha by these practices.
Okay, manasa indas.
So we will do the mantra practices.
yeah, that's also let my own but and Sanjay and Chin Degi and then go Regin Junego Sanjay and Nipa Chason and the Ganana Chevres.
Having done these practices, we should, be joyful that eventually we will attain the enlightenment in form of Ratna Sambhava, Buddha.
That teach manage that pay the pay and it's a mocha was and the Tindega ya and it's chunap mocha ma solution Susu Jelaya and Tsuniji Yamle and Tsuni Yamle and Klapayam person somebody. They show one attending Susu did not tell them about Soso and Sanje and Muchopi, Mola Sanje, Nibashas or some quarters.
And the next focus of the practices is light blue, light coming from the Chenrezig and cleansing and giving us the showers of blessings. As a result of this, it's kind of empower us and give us the ability to practice perseverances. And also it creates the seed of the future enlightenment in form of Akshobhya, Buddha Akshobhya.
Oh, yeah, that's all Sanjay Yawa Muchopi, Shingala Chia, Tinaba Sanjay, Johnson, and the Semla Ganana, Roach Congo.
So as we do these practices, we imagine that we, in the future, it created the seeds of attaining the enlightenment of Buddha Akshobhya. As a result, we experience this strong, joyfulness. Geshe and the celebrate. So this is the syllabus.
Better.
Yeah, that's all.
That did you that man, made any my boy body. My boy take any attended to Mabalatini, any Suzuki just something, partially Yamne Pa, corner person or somebody. And Suzuki La, Mahomba, and Java Republic, Nabajin Sanjay, Pachas, or some Gawa, or to Chinda.
That's all. The next one is focusing our attention on the syllabus me, a red color. And as we do this like a receiving blessing, it provides us the seed and empower us and giving us all the ability and the qualities of practicing meditation concentration, or the concentration here. And eventually this really creates seeds for our enlightenment in form of Amitabha Buddha.
And this something in Yamne, they are conference.
And as a result, it's give us this like a concentration ability.
Oh yeah, tan magobala so ni Java ga pamege ya shinkam Java mago pamege na ba sanje ga ni ba pacha chaba je shaso samde samla kalala ro che gore.
Having done these practices, we experience this enormous joyfulness that we have a seed in the future to attain enlightenment in form of Amitabha Buddha.
What? Ta ya tu ji mana dang war tane ani ta yi ge hong le ani goder du so ngona ga na ba ma shong chi so so ge la shirap chi pa shi nyam le chala pa ya per chi ani te ge re bala le ma gong bala ani so so Java do je chang ge kong bala sa je ge ni ba cha ba je sha so sam o to chi yang gong bo da.
And then the next one is concentrating on celibacy, dark blue Hun. The dark blue is reaching to us from the Chenrezig, cleansing us and giving us, showers of a blessing. As a result, it gives us this incredible capacity, the ability, and the qualities to practice the wisdom perfection. And also as a result, through these practices, it's created the seed for attaining enlightenment in form of a Vajradhara.
Oh yeah, ta tende ji ba da ta ya te so shara ma ta ga zo to chin ta gom ja go res tende ji ne kana tende re la ya ngoni nyama nyanga chuse mambo la tende gom ja sho yi chi ma ga ji kana ma chu bo da sa ba ja chi ne chuse mambo an na chu bo da che da ba ja chi an tela to chin sam no ta na gom ya res mana.
So now, the time's approaching soon, our timing. And so in short, this is what we can do with the Chenrezig practices. And you can really spend, much longer time on each syllabuses. Like you can maybe devote yourself for 1 hour on a particular syllabus and then move to the next one.
Ta te oda te ani mana da shin papa shiri de dan re mana da chi ani so so de so be ja chi ne nyam le che ta yong go re che ta chi re.
This is the practice of the mantra of a Chenrezig and to receive the blessings of the Chenrezig.
Ani de la tab da sharam ni ge nyam le te yong go re.
And for these practices, it involves both the practice of the method and the practice of wisdom.
Okay. Ta de ta de kar de nga do kar na chi den da. O tanda ani karo. Kar sere. Ta sha ba yin la de na sha ba de ta sha ba de.
So this is the when we do the 7 limb practices, we're at the stage of a confession, doing confession practices.
O ta de ta je ta nga do ji ta na so ga wa gong go ta ngo de 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 je la ya. De ge nya to de nga de nyam le che so so ga wa gong go re. Ta na ji ge je ji che wala ga wa gong go re. De ji se na la ge.
And so having done the practice of the confession, we move to the practice of rejoicing. And so by thinking, wow, we have these amazing practices. And that's so wonderful. How wonderful that I have this opportunity to practice this particular Chenrezig, the precious instruction. And also you rejoice in all other virtuous deed of other people who are engaging in similar practices.
And what is tela ji se la ge ji se ya nyam le so.
This is called the practices of the rejoicing.
아니 다 뒤질라 냥을 면도 소와도 다 뒤질라 냥을 면도 다 나도 코도 오잖아 간제 소소 가디 연바야나 아니 파파 셰레즈다 아니 간제 마타와 파파 셰레즈게 짜고라 슈퍼 쇼 삼고 그랬어 파바치네 nga 이거는 만도로 저기 사들랍 그랬어.
양을 메타워 선집대.
소됐다. 가제 nga 이거는 파바치네 다 패만도로 치. 가제는 nga 다포 자로 치세요.
No, so next, the practices of the seven limb, it's a requesting for longevity to long life for our gurus. And so the essential really thinking for that is like you're making appeal to Chenrezig saying, please do not give up on me. Please, wherever you go, take me with you and don't, leave me behind. So we're making this very kind of a strong supplications to Chenrezig for not, abandoning us. So that's the essence practices of requesting long life.
And 다나징게다 소소래야. 니디가 고급대 카디야 마셔와시. 니디 고급대 카디나 영월 쇼부터 삼고레스. 남내시야.
And also at this time, you really pray that you may not miss any opportunities in the future to practice such a precious instruction of Chenrezig.
다 텔라 냥을면도 소왔다봤다. 시다 장가로 테레스나 다 삼로트니 따고요 이거.
So although this is like a requesting the Chenrezig to not to not to go to the not to pass away, but in essence you're requesting Chenrezig to keep you in Chenrezig's practice in the heart and to really pray that you will be with the Chenrezig as long as you need it.
어떻게 다대 아니 냥은다 소왔다 주파 다 돈바 모와데레스 모와데 다 디랭 알아서 사샤바 사반게바 사세베 게발라 때니 템바제완 로와데바 라버다 다 단데게 아니 지금 템바제완 로와데바다 아니 템드지 제와 그세레신 데데 제와다 어떻게 섬당고요레스.
And the next practice, the seven branch limb practice, is really doing dedication prayer. And that we dedicate our practice for continuation of Dharma being in the samsara. We pray that the teachers who are spreading the Dharma be free of obstacles and have a long life.
다 나중에 다 단대가 도염 내두는데가 아니 좀 섬제 틀린데 봐 간대지에 봤나 던소 아니 녀소래 조는여도 전에 밀리토야다 아니 단대 나셔 봐도 내려녀도 좋아다 간제 잠을래야 아니 내 나사 잼 parche 아니 내 담무게 다 마야의 전조가 쇼 삼고레스.
And we also dedicate this amazing virtue that we have collectively created for all the sentient beings, especially in human realms in this world, people who passed away due to COVID, and they're experiencing rebirth in lower realms, and through this virtuous deed, may they be free from the lower birth, that they attain human birth and eventually attain full enlightenment, and that our virtue, that virtuous deed that we have collectively created, become the seed of enlightenment of all sentient beings.
다나지가 달래 마오바 소소 내차셔다 뜸부 공주 양와의 전에 니바까지나 싸금에 삼에 담자로 장고레스.
And we also make a firm resolve, the resolution that we will not engage in any action and conduct under the influence of three afflictions.
다 되게 당도 연락되게 냠낸다. Papa Chenrezig 아니 이들 많이 주바다 데베 연락되게 냠낸데 냠낸데 다 디디지가 또 살아레스.
And this concluded our practices of seven limb, the practices of Chenrezig deity, and with the recitation of a mantra. And this is a very short instruction, and so this is where it ends.
다 갈삼고다 다 아니 나 셰리디 예서면 코로사르든 되게 말아 다 아니 나도 다 아니 라데 제데 다 그러고 다 라 마치와치고데 다 라마이바 소고르세요.
Because now we are still in the generation of the Chenrezig, and we shouldn't get angry when you are visualizing yourself as a Chenrezig. Now we need to dissolve the Chenrezig.
제자 다 소소 남칼라야 아니 시리즈 꼭꼭 잡아도 참아 지 거기나 받지 봐봐 시리즈 딱 아니 샤샤와 달파 tum송 거래요. 달파 tum바송 당고 그래서.
And then what we have to do is all the Chenrezigs, including the one in front of us, they're all dissolving to us. All the Chenrezigs, all the enlightened beings that you have visualized at the beginning of the practices, now they're dissolved into you.
다들 아니 대대 시리즈 때 아니 아마 소소가 샘라야. 근데 시가오지 와서 시가오들 파 tum바송 그래서.
And 다들 등은 남배 Chenrezig as well.
라라 단다 라라 이와 라라데 시리즈데 아니 또 시가오도 뭐 나바 쳤네 아니 거기 나바지네 가래 파다 소소가 니깔 파 야야 송삼 그래서.
And then next, you dissolve yourself to the syllabus Shi at your heart. That if you're visualizing yourself as a Chenrezig, now this Chenrezig dissolved into syllabus Shi.
아니 테시도도 뭐 오거 아나 가초데 라라트 라테 할라트 하티 팅고라 탐네 총총총쟁한테 주야요 어떻게라고 그래서.
And that syllabus Shi also dissolved according to from the bottom to top. You have this small syllabus at the bottom of the Shi, which dissolved into the upper level, that upper body of the syllabus Shi dissolved into the heading of letter. And so gradually the syllabus Shi is also being dissolved.
어때 아니 되게 다 마파 거기 나마신 아니 소소 가제 다 그러고 다 내가 차서 저거나 대라이나 그러고 다 돼.
동건일 팀스도.
또 완전 통성스죠.
And then, so as the syllabus Shi is dissolving from the bottom to top, and this whole, syllabus Shi dissolved into emptiness, shunyata.
다 단단 남게 아니 시리즈 다또 차도 제 와서 대야 아니 파르는 나바치 스카고 나바치 대야 아니 남과 다 파바 시리즈 신갑라야 파 펩소 삼바 텔레 슈소 삼바로.
And the people who are visualizing Chenrezig on your crown, you can do this practice, that Chenrezig, surrounding Chenrezig dissolved into the Chenrezig on your crown, and that Chenrezig dissolved into syllabus Shi, and that syllabus Shi dissolving from the bottom to top, and eventually it dissolved into space, emptiness, or the Chenrezig returned to his pure light.
오케이, 다 되는 감독을 다 내가 직 차원했어.
So this is the end of this particular meditation.
오케이. 제가 간대가도 남중아 나 짜장마 람네디 가도 당아도 도시는 검전에 야도 장소 삼도 간대.
So what's your take? Do you prefer me to keep talking, or you prefer me to give you instruction and we do meditation together? Which one you prefer? Now I think we need to unmute.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Which one better, you guys?
I like the meditation.
How about George?
I like the meditation.
진짜 good. 야, 두지는 나도 검 재웠는 나도 오늘 라레 따위요 그랬어. 검 맞아는 가당에 라이바. 나도 칼라 소싱에다 칼라 소요 말때 주바래.
Yes, if you do meditation, then you're really doing practices, right? If we just talk and hearing teaching, it's just like you know how to make it's normal, but you actually haven't eaten it, you haven't tasted it. The meditation is like a tasting the actual dharma.
오케이, 제가 두지네 아니 지나서 가디나 아니 검대 잡다 다나 시리즈 검대 고 디디나 오래. 고 디디 쇼지. 아니 때 검도나 야포요래.
So this Chenrezig practice is very brief, short, and you should do as much as you can.
Okay, any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Is hunger not being satisfied and no contentment? How do we think of hunger? The hunger realm.
제가 안에 가르나 예다 세대 코 가르나 따코 칼라마를 주대가 봤을 텐데 고도 삼겨서 진짜 아니 간조 많이 담발할 때네 코라서 예다 찍고 동안에 파 설송 삼고 그래서
Exactly. The hunger ghost, the ram of the hunger ghost, they are not satisfied. They are not, fulfilled. So they're constantly chasing and running after food. And so we imagine through these practices, we are kind of purifying their negative deed and freeing them of this like hunger.
Okay.
I'm still not clear about hunger. So
그런데 제자 한가 예다 세대 칼라마랑이 샘제들 이다라기 그래서
So the hunger is just like if like they're feeling hungry. They like constantly hungry for food.
제 자가 간주기 바바 셰레지 아니 곰발라 때니 콘돌라 칠럽마 나네 아니 콘조 칼라라야기 칼라라 송삼고 간지 칼라라 송삼고 그래서
So because they're constantly like experiencing enormous sufferings of hunger, and so through our practices we imagine that we relieve them of this like a hunger and fulfill their wishes.
그러나 나도다 샤치고 드는데 니가 주되게도 니가 칼라 주도 콘조 한그로 그래서 예다 릴람발라 타고 드로야 예다 가로 드로레임발라 예다 나라 판도 그래서
You can see, the birds and some of the animals, they're constantly really seeking and going after food. And because they, experience this enormous, hungry. So this is, the animal, this is in the animal realm, they're also experiencing hunger in the realm. And
Okay.
that's like observable for us.
what is the cause of the hunger?
제가 아니 가든나 세나 첨보 치기 세나 가세 요왔더니 되게 예다 제로 그래서
It's a stinginess. Can you say that? The stinginess is the causes of a hunger ram.
제가 짐바 동아대가 아니 단다 아니 먹어봐 예다 맞게 팽겨 그래서
And so, by the practices of a generosity, it prevents us from being born in hunger ram.
Okay?
Good, thank you.
Okay, Oscar.
Hi, Geshe. It's great to see you.
Nice to see New York.
I have a question about the mandala that you were showing on the screen earlier with all the syllables. Does that correspond exactly to the Baba Chakra, the wheel of life?
Sorry?
With the syllables, how the different realms, the Baba Chakra, the wheel of life with all the different realms, the 6 realms. Does the mandala that you were showing with all the syllables correspond to that?
This is what Geshe Konge, Geshe the Yigishida, the Italia, many doing go the Bajorba, Kurang Kingoji Dena Sons. Kingo did a Sibukol Jigberwest, Tananga Sibukol, and the Dingerwa,
They cover.
They're different. They're separate.
They're separate.
Yeah.
Okay, because I noticed that the syllables.
그러나 스방 콜로 가서는 로와를 내리들 열이라고 그래서 아니 단다 많이 되면은 로와를 두고 동아래 조거를 해들라고 그래서
So the purpose of this wheel of life is really showing you the different lives in different realms. It's
Right.
presentation. This mantra, like a image, is really showing you how to help these sentient beings through the practice of this very unique mantra.
근데 되게 마늘 배는 옴따발라 가리 니바요래 말 니바 가리요래서 라고요래서
So these, practices, especially showing what is the representation of Om, what is the unique qualities associated with the Om.
Do you understand?
Yeah, but don't the syllables all correspond to a different realm?
아 가르쳐 어떻게 갈라 그래?
먼저 단데 자와 얘기 줘 봐. 이게 제게 아니 도와줄 쪽에 직제를 충분히 여러 말이에요.
대다 된 손초래 가르나 이게 되게 로바 되게 동아서 된 총거래서 이게 대 로바테를 테레라고 말했어. 이게 되게 로바 되게 동안 총거래서 동아 세바비 니바요서 라고 총거래서.
Yes, basically each syllabus represent some kind of antidote for the sufferings of a particular realm.
Ah,
Not saying this syllabus is a representation of that realm.
ah,
No. But this syllabus is really kind of become the antidote for this particular realm.
perfect. Thank you very much. It was very clear.
Good. Okay. Hi George, you have any question?
No.
Okay, I think it's 12:30. I say wonderful. Please try to, before you forgot, do the meditation much that you can. You know, we are very, you know, how to say, no shadow, no shadow.
We are incredibly forgettable, the vessel of a bottomless.
Therefore, easy, very easy to forget. Then try to meditation. I think you can do the meditation maybe like every day, like maybe 1 or 2 weeks. Then you have no forget. Very easy. You can just a moment. You can do everything. In order to do, you need to learn bit practice. Okay, you do practice is really show the result. It's this is not say I have the experience, but this is who our teachers told us to. It's part of the prayer or prayer work or not different your difference how to practice. Therefore, if you do every day much you can do practice, then think about that, then it can really show the result. Okay, I think we all, including myself, you know, I have a little bit experience on knowledge for Dharma that I don't practice. Therefore, I don't have experience. Therefore, I think maybe all of you also same. Maybe you all have know what means 6 perfections. Oh, I know 6 perfections. What means 100? Oh, I know 100. What is Buddhist? Oh, I know that. You know, we already say yes, I know that. But we really don't put into practice. Then, like this time, like pandemic time, the practice doesn't work for us. We think, okay, maybe I can do this. Maybe this will work. No, maybe this can work. We try to all different ways, but sometimes it doesn't work. It shows for we don't really do. For example, we show like when we are cold, we test, okay, I can take cold medicine, this work. For example, right now we don't have any medicine for COVID-19. We're not sure which one work. Same as, you know, we don't have any experience. Like there is practice also. We need some experience. Then when you have some difficult time, you can really put into that. It can stop for us. Okay? You know, example, you know, I'm not saying I'm very good. I'm very bad, you know, practice, but how to we grow up the monk's life. Like we always like, you know, shut down. Exactly. We cannot, you know, do things to, you know, lay people. We have to keep the vows. We are really close. But like this time we don't have any feel. You know, oh, it's too terrible, too terrible. We don't have any feeling. Because we survive.
This is how we grow up with.
제가 아니 남주 잡아서 누시 나한테 대결을 간대서 내가 미카실라도 단대 가면 오늘 잡아다 안에게 밑에데 간대제 방어도 나도 초치에서 나도 그런 남녀라서 들랑게 되는 용어도.
So this is how the monks, you know, live their life, the entire life by, you know, being, you know, in the same compound. And some people reported to me that like now I really had experiences of monks and nuns in the monastery, how they live.
옛날야 나도 잡아다 안에라 샘라 강이 주는 요 말이야. 가지가 용어도 여러다 시차는 요 말했어.
So although these monks and nuns live in a secluded, you know, life, they don't really suffer too much. Maybe, of course, you know, a few people, you know, do have difficulties. But the majority of them, you know, they enjoy it.
그냥 알아서 매체게 대화에 세번에 결혼해서 여기 매체 포목이 제 자상 응압중앙도 자격 제초를 말했어요.
When we talk about like enjoyment or so on, the monks and the nuns cannot do the 50% of what you're doing. Yeah, you know, like we are prevented from, you know, 50% of what, you know, ordinary people enjoy.
얘나 만주 샘라야 까는 거 좋아 용어 말이야.
But at the same time, we are still satisfied and we don't have these like sufferings
제가
ordinary people experience.
제가 소소그티 냠뇨 소그나면도 소소그티 accept 제와나 강에들 내면도.
So once you accept this new reality, then it wouldn't really cause you any problem.
Okay, like that. Now I'm not talking too much, and I'm talkative. Now I'm going to very far away. That no matter.
Long just a lot to
Okay, thank you everyone. I hope
Thank you.
Thank you,
everyone.
Geshe.